Tonight we'll be playing this mono red Goblin Charbelcher deck. Going from the left to the right, we have the namesake card Goblin Charbelcher, which will be our win condition, revealing cards from the top of our library until we reveal a land card, but we do not actually have any lands in the deck, so it will end up doing usually around 50 damage to our opponent, winning the game on the spot. Next up, we have our 1 and 2 drop mana acceleration to try and get Charbelcher out a turn early. And then in the fourth column here, we have a protection spell we can use if we need to cast Charbelcher and pass the turn before activating it. And then also Iron Crag Feet, which will allow us to cast and activate in the same turn. Then we have 12 tap lands. Spikefield Hazard also can be used as a removal spell for small creatures like Minion of the Mighty. And then we have a total of 16 shock lands, which we can use to play Goblin Charbelcher on curve if needed. So that's the deck tech. Let's go ahead and jump into the games. Okay, with this deck, we do need to mulligan until we have Charbelcher in hand. It does not really have any real cantrips outside of Valakut, which is a bit slow. And so mulliganing down to Charbelcher will give us the best odds of winning. Since the deck is primarily mana, even if we mulligan down to one card, it's very likely that most, if not all, of our draws will be mana, allowing us to continue to play on curve. And that way we can still have a competitive game. So we'll keep 3, and we'll throw back anything that is not persistent mana in this hand. The lower you mulligan, the more you want to keep actual land cards, because they're more resilient to removal. That way you're more likely to have a win on curve. So it looks like we got all 4 of our lands that we're going to need to cast Charbelcher, so we're just hoping that we are faster than our opponent, which appears to be playing a mirror match. So really what we don't want to see from them is the Iron Crag Feet. Double packed, very strong. Let's see if they fire it off here. They do not. We'll set an upkeep stop just so that we have 1 additional card, and there is the victory. No Charbelcher, so this will be a mulligan. Here we go, and we will keep the 2 lands. Potentially a Soul Sisters deck. This is going to be a Val combo deck, most likely based on the starting town. With the pickup of Iron Crag Feet, a bolt land off the top will win it. No blocks. That is a land, but not the one we necessarily want to see. We'll bluff a block by highlighting the cards. Ooh, we're really hoping our opponent does not have self-removal here. the blocks. And here we go for a win attempt. And activate. Good game. No Charbelcher here, so this will be a mulligan. There we go. And we will keep these 4 cards. And again, it appears to be yet another mirror match. You'll find some of these decks do have a braid in them and some other utility cards that we're not running in our version. So ultimately, these wins come down to not only who's on the play and who's in the draw, but what other tech pieces the players have in their hands. So we will run out our Charbelcher and hope that our opponent does not have Iron Crag feet. And they do. Let's see if they followed up with Charbelcher. Creativity. So that will do the same. Good game. No Charbelcher here, so this will be a mulligan. Too many Charbelchers, so we'll send a few back. Start with the tapped land. Let's see if this is another R's deck or if it is energy. Another tap land and a Gold Hound for ramp. Pretty good start from our opponent. Okay, now we will shock in our Volcanic Fissure, and we will play Charbelcher. We also want to set a upkeep stop. This way, if we use our pack next turn, we can activate Goblin Charbelcher during an untapped phase before having to pay for packs, which will cause us to lose the game since we don't have enough mana. Voice of the Blast can't attack right now, so we don't care about that. And that will be game over. Our opponent has no more mana left to cast any spells. Good game. All right, here we have Charbelcher in our opening 7, so this will be a keep. We'll start with a tapped land. Against Shamans, most likely. Now, when it comes to which 1 mana acceleration card to play here, we have a choice between Goldhound and Strike It Rich. While Goldhound can be used as a blocker, it's also more susceptible to removal, and we won't be blocking Harmonic Prodigy anyway, so we will choose Strike It Rich in this situation. Second Prodigy, very strong opening from our opponent. They can have a very big turn next turn. Well, not anymore. Iron Crag off the top should win it. Good game. All right, here we go. This opening hand will do. We are hoping to draw into a few more actual mana sources, and just based on what we have here, we will start off with the tap land. Would have liked to have picked that off. In this scenario, we don't expect our opponent to have any creature removal, so we will actually play out Goldhound, as it can double as a blocker, and we will also shock in our Peak, which will allow us to Strike It Rich. This will set up a win attempt on the next turn, unless our opponent can remove both the treasure token and the Goldhound, which they cannot. And that should be game. On to the next. No Charbelcher here. There we go. And we will throw back 2 of the Goldhounds. Okay, we had some acceleration, and this appears to be the Val combo deck as well. Okay, we will play out Charbelcher. We just have to hope our opponent does not have the combo. They do not. Good game.